the other day.
This is Good Morning Mumbai with Hrishi K.
Ladies and gentlemen, I highly advocate that you go and see Photograph in the theatres. Ritesh Batra returns in fine form after Lunchbox and Our Souls at Night. Sanya Malhotra has continued to stun us with performances in Badhaiyo and Pataka, and now this one. Hello Sanya, how are you?
Hi, I'm good. How are you?
Ritesh, welcome back to the show, buddy.
Hello.
You were so green under the ears when you first came before Lunchbox.
Yeah.
And now you've become this experienced veteran of 3 films, much appreciated.
Four, but I won't be offended.
Yeah. What's happened to which is the 4th one? Why haven't I
Sense
seen
of
it?
an ending.
हाँ मगर ये photograph
देखी
निकल
नहीं
रही
है.
है
I
ना.
haven't seen Sense of an Ending.
It's
What is it
okay.
about?
It's based on a book.
It's a Julian Barnes novel.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, but photograph. We should talk about photograph.
We will talk about
Yeah.
Photograph. Now, you tell
You
me.
have very nice voice. Last time I didn't notice it. I've become more observant. I'm not hating on you or anything.
No, that's okay. But his sense of humor is like that, no? Subtle kind of sometimes it just pops up from somewhere. Ritesh Batra. Tell me reactions in Berlin and reactions in Sundance. Must have been amazing.
It was really good. Sundance, it was my first festival ever, and I had so much fun. I saw the film for the first time, and there were how many people? 1100 people watching it, and it was really good. The vibe of that place is amazing, and I didn't want to come back.
And
But I had to.
Berlin was what?
Sadly. Berlin was also really good. Again, 1900 people were watching it.
Something like that. 1800. Yeah.
There were a lot of people, and they all were really happy. The reactions were really good. They were laughing, and yeah.
Hurrah for Indian cinema. So, what are the kind of reactions that you got on Miloni, on the character?
On the character, I remember after the Sundance premiere, I was shopping in Salt Lake City, and this lady came and she was like, I saw your film yesterday, and I think so what happened with them? You've already seen it, right?
Yeah.
And she said that, so what happened? Did you get the cola or not? What about them? I think they're married now and they have kids. So she had her own version, and I really liked it because I thought that people really connected with these two characters there, and they were really happy. In fact, after every screening, we used to have Q&A, and people really liked it there.
And you, my friend, disappeared apparently from the Berlin screening. Did you go out to have a drink or something like that?
Yeah, I went to have not a drink.
Many.
अब सर
Copious amounts
जाएंगे
of
ड्रिंक्स के लिए तो भी एक थोड़ी पियेंगे सर. I went to have a few drinks.
But why?
A
Did you want to
bottle,
just stay
a
on?
Bartley.
Why? The nerves caught up with you. No, I remember you saying this on stage somewhere. It's just a fleeting thing which I saw on YouTube somewhere. But why? Why wouldn't you want to be at your big moment?
I'm huge on YouTube. Huge. But we had just seen the movie at Sundance, and that was the first time I saw it with real people. Before that, I had seen it like with small groups of 15, 25 while we were making it. And then in Berlin, I thought 1800 people. Now I just wanted to keep that Sundance screening in my head, and I thought I just don't want to lose that good feeling. But apparently that Berlin screening was even better.
Yeah,
So I wish I
really
had stayed. This always happens to me. If somebody is giving me an award, I'm not in town. When I'm in town, then I don't get the award. And when the screening is good, I'm not there. When the screening is bad, I'm always in the room. This is just a story of my life.
But the screening last night was really good.
That was good. We screened for 300 people at home in Bombay for the first time, and it was pretty amazing. People
Well,
were laughing.
I saw a screening there before yesterday night, which I was just so thrilled at. Your biggest strength is the fact that you allow movies to take their own languid, beautiful pace. And please never lose that. Never listen to somebody who comes and says, "Ek paisa fast kar do," or "Why didn't you quicken the edit," and things like that. It's got Ritesh Batra written all over it. And how beautiful is that? Do you get that often? Do you get that some people
so
come and say,
sweet.
"Tighten the edit," or "Make it fast," and this and that? Do you have people
The
do that?
second half was
Yeah.
a little slow.
Thoda crisp kar do and all. Do you get that?
No, of course. But when you're working with on certain movies, when the pressures are, when the stakes are higher, money wise and stuff. But then I think you just have to. Now I've learned a way to deal with it. I say yes, great idea, and then
Do exactly what you feel like.
Then I don't do it. But I think if you make movies in a very sort of way that you can control the if the budget is not too high, and you work with great actors, and I was very lucky on this movie to find Sanya and Nawaz to do these parts, because I think you actually need really good actors to be able to run long takes on them, to be able to sustain that, to be able to tell a story in that way. You need people who have something going on behind, in their heads. So I was very lucky. I've always been really lucky to work with good actors.
So when you met this man for the first time, I mean, forget the fact that he's the director of Lunchbox who came to narrate to you. What did you think of him? Do you think sweet man, oddball character, funny kind of guy, nice kind of guy? What was your first instinctive reaction? Like I said, forget Lunchbox director coming to narrate to you, but just what do you think of him?
I didn't get a narration.
You did.
Luckily, I've never.
You didn't narrate. You just give the script. Script.
I've never horrible. I would be a horrible narrator. So
you don't put like one matches ki tili this taraf, that taraf, and character comes towards it. People narrate like that, dude.
Yeah.
Very old school.
Really?
You take matches ki tili. This is the hero. This is the heroine.
That's Rafi. That's Maloney. Rafi. Rafi clicked Maloney.
फिर दोनों जल जाते हैं सर.
रफी मिलोनी की तरफ आते हुए, मिलोनी रफी की तरफ जाते हुए. So he doesn't narrate. So when did you meet him for the first time?
I read the script and he came to India for Sense of an Ending. No?
Yeah,
No.
I did. I
yeah,
did.
for its screening and all. And I met him before the screening. We had a cup of coffee, and yeah, that's it. And I was just hoping that he'll take me in this one. I was just hoping throughout.
So what did you think of it? The coffee must have...
Nothing. I as you said, like I'm a huge fan of his work, and I was really excited to meet him.
Yeah, I couldn't dissociate the great one. Fair enough. So when you have successful films like this, and you've gone and done your stint in Hollywood and things like that, you can actually pick up the phone and call quite a few actresses, and chances are they will say yes to you. Why were you so adamant that Sanya is your Miloni? Was it always that way, or did you?
I saw her in Dangal.
And that's when you realized?
Yeah. Or I used to tease her while we were shooting. I used to call her Dangled, just for fun. Because I thought the English version banega to uska naam Dangled hoga. But I loved that movie, and I thought she was great in it. And then after that, somebody connected us, and then and then I sent her the script.
Who connected her?
Mukesh Chabra.
Mukesh Chabra. Okay. Then.
So I sent her the script, and the thing was that with this movie, you've seen the movie. It's this character never gets a chance to speak for herself. All her decisions are made by other people, and I just felt that it would be really cool to work with somebody who could do a lot without words. And if we could work together to just take away her lines, and so that's what we did. And when she came in. So auditioned a lot of people for the part, but my instinctive reaction when I met her, even though she didn't have one when she met me, which is fine, but was that
I was like, I want to work with her.
No, was that she should do this part, but she was very kind to come and audition. It's important to test out your instincts. So, and she was great in the audition. She was just, she knocked it out of the park. In the audition as well, we took away lines, and she did it a couple of times, and it was great.
No, that means he really gets to the soul of the actor, because here are you with all your dancing and your choreography and your bubbling, energetic aspect of Sanya, and then this whole character where you've completely internalized it, and he's seen that in you right at the top. He's seen the audition and he's gone, wow, let's go. So, which is the real Sanya?
I'm actually very much like Miloni.
You are?
To be honest.
You internalize, you're quiet.
Yeah, I am. And that I got to know while I was shooting for it. I was like, oh my god, I'm quite like reticent, and I should talk more.
Yeah,
because I hardly used to.
Make some fascinating dinner conversations. You hear yourself talking. It's like talking to yourself.
Ayo.
No, one thing is talking more, but the fact that Miloni has allowed other people to make, whatever, Sachin Khedekar's character, other people to make those vital decisions for her, You're not like that, are you? Or
No, I'm
do you-
not like
You're
that.
not like that, yeah.
I take my own decisions, but
Why this look at each other and go, no,
yeah,
and this...
we
He
did-
disagrees, isn't
we,
he?
No. We were at an interview and somebody asked me, who takes your decision?
You know, somebody asked if Amir Khan advises her on the scripts because she makes such good decisions in picking projects. So
I was like, I'm 27
Yeah.
years old.
Yeah.
I don't. I take my own decision. कुछ तो पूछते
Yeah.
होंगे क्या पूछते?
Yeah, I think that's disrespecting your intelligence. So, who's the dadi, dude? Everybody's going to ask you this. You're never going to live this down.
it's,
Everybody's going to ask you about this
Rishi,
lady.
you should know that, okay?
Yeah, it's Farooq.
Farooq Jafar,
she was in Umrao Jan.
What are you
and she was.
saying? The original Numraja, not JP Datta's version.
No, the original. She was Rekha's mother in
Like
Umrao
Shah's
Jan.
dad's version, Muzaffar Ali.
Yeah.
Oh
She
my
was
God.
Rekha's mother in that movie.
And first female radio presenter
in
of
India.
India.
Yeah.
Oh my God, like she went to Akashwani and she did
Yes.
even before Meensani and everybody? Yeah?
Yeah, she was the first female radio
Oh my
presenter.
God,
so-
that's a fanboy moment, dude. I have to meet her.
So
Is she Delhi based
she's
or Delhi
like your-
Bombay
She's
based?
like your granddaddy.
No,
She
she's in
Bombay
Lucknow.
based? Lucknow.
She's Lucknow
Oh
based.
my
yeah.
God. So she must have that Lucknow ki nazakat and the speech and the talk and the diction.
Yeah, she's just playing herself in the movie. She is like
Naranji.
that.
Naranji.
She is like that.
So once again, so you see Rao Jan, you see this lady, and then she disappears for all these years, and you know where she is. Oh, has she been doing some work?
She was in Peoply Live, and she's done a lot of work that hasn't been released. She's done a movie with Nawaz that hasn't been released, and Nawaz had told me about her. And
What's her name again?
Farooq
Farooq
Jafar.
Jafar.
Farooq Jafar.
So when I sent Nawaz a script, he said Dadi ke liye inko dekhna. So then I went and I remembered her from Umrao Jan. But then I went and saw Peoply Live again, and of course she's a great presence in that. No, she's lovely. She's lovely. She's a real force of nature.
Another thing that you have to love about Ritesh's films is that it takes you back to a world that sometimes doesn't exist in this day and age. You know what I mean? Everything is just a little slower. Everything is a little more nostalgic. Characters are yearning or should be somewhere else. Like, for example, there's a wonderful moment where it's almost as though you yearn to do kheti badi, but you're actually in the city and you're doing all these classes with Jim Sarb's character, who I might add is quite the mad baba. What is he?
5 minutes. Everyone has 5 minutes.
And so it's another world, and she hopes. This is so beautiful. I mean, the fact that Miloni yearns to not be where she is, but to go back to the basics of life. You gotta love that.
I absolutely love it. I think it's him and his writing and the world that he creates on set for his actors. You just don't want to get out of it. And that's what happened while I was shooting for the film. I was completely living Miloni's life for a good 45 days. Actually more than that, because it took me a lot of time to get her out of my system. And I had so much fun. I was not talking to anyone at home. I live alone, so I remember I was not talking to my family, I was not meeting anyone, but I was enjoying it. I was enjoying that whole Miloni zone that I was in. And it's actually because of him. Like, he's a wonderful director to work with. He gets you into this zone and then locks you in it without you knowing.
Achha, that sounds very, very bad. That sounds very creepy.
यहीं रहो. यहीं रहो.
बंद कमरे में.
But does he lose his shit? Does he lose his shit, or he's always
Never,
cool?
never.
He's always cool.
Very calm.
Cool
and
as a
cool.
cucumber, Ritesh Batra.
Should be the next James Bond, don't you think?
Shaken, not stirred,
Bana
brother.
de. Put in a request for me.
So this yearning for nostalgia, brother. I mean, is it also because you left Bombay, from what your sister tells me, many, many years ago, man? I mean,
I did.
another lifetime.
Yeah, smart man. I've been saying that answer all day actually.
When I was 19.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, I left Bombay when I was 19. So I have a lot of nostalgia for it. It was before all these buildings were here.
This is all mill land, dude.
Yeah,
Must have been mill land, yeah.
Yeah.
When the mafia was out.
No, but I love Bombay. I love I love working here and making things here
And when you say Bombay, you must mean town, because once you move beyond Andheri,
Bandra also.
Bandra, cool, yeah. I mean, beyond Bandra, let's say beyond Juhu, then it's like any other city. You know what I mean?
Now it is. Now it is. But all that. My dad grew up in Andheri East, so all that has always existed. There is pockets of the old city still. Even in Bandra, where we shot for Lunchbox, all those lanes where Irfan's characters in Ranwar Village,
Ranwar
all that
Village,
is still
Chimbai, all that is there. Yeah, the villages are there.
there.
Yeah. So this is Bombay. You left when you were 19, and
But this movie is set in present day.
it is.
Yeah, but the characters have a lot of nostalgia.
Yeah, they do. And where they go to watch a film is which single screen theatre? Is it actually Capital or
It's Edward.
Edward still runs films round the corner?
Yeah, it runs old movies.
Huh?
Yeah, they only play because just 20 rupees a ticket. But they're not going to be able to get, So yeah, we had Edward. It's a beautiful location. Beautiful location.
Beautiful. And the songs are, the way you've used them, they are there, but they're just in the background. Why would you have a song launch? I remember you telling me I have a song launch on one particular day, and that's why I can't come.
Launching remixes and remakes of these old songs. We thought that we'll launch the.
Yeah, it's a nice.
Because when I came into your screening, I said, but Ritesh said he's at a song launch. So where is the song? And then I realized it's probably just there, in the background. And that's what you meant.
To fool people to come into the theaters. कि आएंगे गाना सुनेंगे मगर गाना तो बैकग्राउंड में है ये कोई सुन रहा है अभी ये your show now people will know.
One of the most defining visual, and you have to tell me about who your cinematographer is that when you're taking the ferry and it's in there in the trailer, and your lovely curls are just blowing in the wind, and you're looking somewhere into space. You're looking at the water. Who's your cinematographer? It's a beautiful moment.
Yeah, Timothy Gills. Actually, that
it's
was
all your Gora friends you bring down from the US, is it? Yeah.
They are more than my friends. They are creative partners. Like Ben is somebody that I've always wanted to work with. The last couple of movies, and he's always been busy. And for this movie too, he was, good DPs are always busy. Yep. Actually, that was the day we shot that Ben Cutchins had loose motions.
Too much information, but then you're a filmmaker.
Yeah. So we were shooting. Because the day before that we were shooting in the Gateway of India, and he had some Raste Ka Khana.
Just like Meloni has in the film.
So he actually
से कमजोर DOP लेकर
And these are American guys. They're Americans.
Yeah, he's from New York. But then the other DOP was there that day, and when we shot her in the ferry, and he didn't get loose motions. No, but they were great. They really give the movie the look it needed. Sort of the nostalgic feeling of it, even while shooting in the current the city as it is now. It looks old.
And where is his Kohli? I mean, he just opens his tin ka darwaza and he comes up. Nawaz's Kohli. Where is it?
We did something interesting with this movie. We shot her house and his house on obviously a set, but we wanted to keep ourselves constrained to the restrictions of a real location. So we kept all the dimensions of the real places, and we really constrained ourselves in many ways, because on movie sets you can do anything. You can knock down walls. You can for shooting, like if I need to get a shot, I can knock down a wall, remove a wall. You call them moving walls and stuff. So but we didn't do that. We wanted to constrain ourselves to as though we were shooting in a real location, but still have the comfort of shooting in a set. But I think that does a lot for the movie. That makes it feel like a Bombay movie with all its tight spaces. And
I love scenes between you and your maid. Now it's almost as though you are soulmates in the sense that you want to confide in her, but you guys never end up having any meaningful conversation. But it's almost as though you understand each other, you and the maid. You know what I mean? Apart from essentials like matlab usko mat batana, for whatever. So was that his brief to you, saying that you instantly understand each other, the maid and you have a unkahi kind of stuff happening between the two of you?
I think after, I don't know if I'm right or wrong, you tell me, but after meeting Nawaz and Dadi, I want to know more about their world, and that's how, like, Ram Pyari is the one who's, like...
The bridge.
Yes. I don't know.
Yeah, you're right.
Yeah. And we had a lot of scenes together, but...
Bichari, she's looking at you saying, "Maine sahi bol rahi hu, galat bol rahi hu."
But we had a lot of scenes, like talking scenes. So... but like he decided to
just go with
them.
Yeah, you're not one for spoken word, are you? I'm just saying. Not when it is
My-
better.
Yeah, I would do really great on the radio, no? People switch on the radio.
Well, I'm very
Itni
pleased to say,
khamoshi
brother, I'm very pleased to say that you are speaking much more than you ever did when the first time around that you came
really?
for the lunchbox. His you know, he's
He's
cool.
his vocabulary has improved. What the?
Cool. His personality. Success is doing wonders for him.
Vocabulary थोड़ी नए words सीख लेता. I'm hanging out with Delhi people and I'm learning. My English is
Yeah,
becoming
I'm
better.
Delhi.
She's not a typical Dali Peppy.
Yay!
She's a
She's
cool
a
one.
typical
yeah.
Delhi person. She is.
You think so?
Yeah, of course she is. Ask her to do a Delhi.
You know, the typical Delhi person was this girl who came in just now. She was part of the Made in Heaven show.
She's such a
She plays a
wonderful-
character called Jassi. And she's actually that. And she says it. She says she's from, I think, Kamla Nagar or somewhere in Delhi.
Where are you from? Where are you
And she's
from?
very good.
Parparganj.
Parparganj. Mike
Which
will
is
go.
West Delhi. No?
Parparganj.
Yeah, I remember you telling me. During Pataka,
East
told me.
Delhi.
East Delhi. Ah, correct.
Do a Delhi girl voice and to tell people to come and see the movie.
भैया सरोजिनी नगर चलोगे?
Here it'll be like, भैया किसको बोल रहा है?
भैया ने
I am.
So now I will never view photographers at the gateway the same way. I mean, you know, it's so. Did you spend some time with them? I believe you had some promotions where was it Nawaz who was meeting the photographers, or
No,
did you
I
have a
was the
screening?
one.
Yeah,
Nawaz
she
is
was.
busy
Tell me about
shooting in
that. Yeah,
Lucknow.
tell me about
Yeah.
that. That must have been really special meeting him.
Yeah, and we actually shot a lot at the Gateway. We were there for a good 2 or 3 days.
Yeah, serious.
And they all were there, and in fact they remembered me, and they were like, हमने आपके साथ shoot किया था. But I didn't find the thank you welcome guy.
Thank you, welcome. Yeah, we kept that in the movie too. One
Yeah.
photographer took a photo, and then he said, "Okay, madam, thank you."
Welcome.
Sweet.
So
Thank you,
cute.
welcome.
Yeah, you know, because you're
Yeah.
walking by the gateway. I mean, lots of times you'd go into the Taj, or you just walk down, to the radio club, and you know, these guys come up to you, and all of a sudden, after this film, I'm thinking, man, I should be spending more time with them. Yeah, I should have just, maybe not brushed them aside. And that's a great compliment to you that the lives of these photographers and what they are. There's always another side, and that must have got you curious. One of the reasons why this film happened. Yeah.
Yeah, no, I'm always curious about things that, when you leave and come back, you notice things that you didn't notice before. But that happens to me a lot. But you're a member at the radio club? Take me for a drink.
Brother, let's go now. But yeah, was that it? Was that the fact that you met them on sundry occasions and that caused you to write this? I mean, is the story idea yours? Where is the story idea coming from?
Well, the story idea, essentially, I was very interested in making a movie about a poor guy, rich girl kind of romance. But, the movies we used to have in the 80s and 90s. There was a Garib Ladka, he's a motor mechanic, and the rich girl is kind of like a shrew.
David Dhawan, brother.
Yeah, then
And he's going to come and see your film.
He's coming tonight to see the
Lovely!
movie. Yeah. I'm going to be watching him. He's going to be watching the movie.
Yeah, so these films used to fascinate you. Yeah. So then?
I thought, what if there was a way to make a movie about a poor guy and somewhat rich girl and make it believable, like make every scene feel like it was actually happening, and these two lives can go along together for some time. But that's how it started, and I was very lucky to kind of find these actors, because they're the vessels through which we tell the story, but they really make it work on screen. Between action and cut, it's all them.
And how many of those actions and cuts does he do? Is he a many retake person?
Many.
Perfection, man.
Around 30 to 35.
30 to 35 on an average.
Which is normal, yeah.
Which is normal.
करते रहो. Take
So,
your time. More
The
time, more time.
ensemble cast. By ensemble cast, I mean these guys in the Kohli were just hanging and partying with Nawaz, and at the end of the day, they just have fun with each other. And Dadi is their Dadi too. Where do you find these guys, man? Are they theatre actors, or did they come through the casting process?
They are wonderful actors. This guy called Akash Sinha, who had a small part in Lunchbox. He's a rickshaw guy. Irfan sitting in his rickshaw, and he was wonderful. I worked with him for a day on that movie. He was lovely. So I always remembered him. So when I was writing this, and after I finished writing, I reached out to him to play Nawaz's friend, and all the other guys also came in through auditions. And they're just lovely actors.
And they're all NSD and FTI pass outs. So
Yeah,
really good.
Saharsh Kumar Shukla, just
And
lovely
even the
actors.
taxi drivers. The guy who was like, कोई टैक्सी चला रहा है.
Yeah. कोई लड़की
You,
हाँ.
UP के आप हमारे गांव के बगल से
He's
हैं.
also an NSD pass out.
Yeah, he's from the same class with Nawaz. And
Yeah.
And your background music would be, I mean, it comes in so beautifully. Sometimes there'll just be a tinkling piano, or there'll be an old school kind of song. Sometimes there'll be silences. Who did your BGM?
there's a composer called Peter Rayburn. He's from the UK.
Have you worked with him before?
No, I've never worked with him before. But I heard his stuff, and we spoke, and it just came about, the collaboration.
Things are looking up, Sanya. Look at the kind of directors you're working with. Vishal Bhardwaj, Ritesh Batra, Anurag Basu now. But deservedly so. But I was reading a piece somewhere that there was one time when you were this close to going home. Was that true? Yeah?
Yeah, before Dangal, yes. Because I'm very shy, and I used to go to only 2-3 casting directors back then, and I remember I used to wait for their call. I said 2-3 mahine ho gaye and I'm waiting for a call back. And there were days like I used to think that I should go back home. I used to feel really bad asking my parents for money or things like that. So I remember
I'll ask your parents for money.
But
I'll give it to you. I'll give you half.
yeah.
So you remember, yeah. So
Yes. I remember I did an ad in January with Anurag Basu. It was an ad with Ranbir Kapoor, and after that I was not getting call from anywhere. I decided to go back home, and I was in Delhi for some time, and then that's when I got a call for Dangal.
no, but you're such a good dancer choreographer.
Yeah.
Didn't you always think of that as a backup plan and say, I can continue plugging away dancing choreography and then wait for the acting to happen?
No, I thought that I'll assist a choreographer or do something like that, but I thought that I should concentrate on acting and not because when you get into aiding or doing other stuff like that, then you don't get time to audition or work or do anything, because if you're busy in that, then I didn't want to waste my time there.
So you didn't even have a plan B? You didn't have a plan B?
I did. I thought that if I won't get a film, then I had a plan B. I thought that I'll go back to Delhi and teach dance or learn some dance form.
That would have been such a huge loss to the Indian film industry. You're a lovely girl and you're a fabulous actor, so I'm so glad you stayed back. Tell me about Robert Redford and Jane Fonda, man. I'm going to have fan moments here. So the fact that you worked with them, how is Bob Redford and how is Jane Fonda? How are these people, man?
They are not in photograph, which is releasing.
Come on,
on
you
March
can
15th.
give me 10 minutes of your time talking about assholes at night. Come on, because I remember I came to see it at one of these big theaters, and you were doing a Q&A after that. There's so much I wanted to ask you, but I didn't get an opportunity at that point in time. But I have to ask you now, man. I mean, these great actors.
They're absolutely
I love the
lovely.
film. It's so good.
They're absolutely lovely. Robert is an amazing guy. He's just, really special. He's really special in the movie too.
Yes.
But it was really special for me. It was very deep collaboration. We had the best part of that movie for me was when we spent a week before the shoot, the three of us in a room rehearsing the scenes, because they have a lot of scenes with just the two of them talking.
Yep.
So just rehearsing all those scenes in a bedroom set with just the three of us. That was the most fun part of that movie for me.
Oh, that's a set too?
Yeah, that's sad. Yeah.
Oh, wow.
And Jane?
Jane's lovely. She the thing is that she has so much energy, and she's so she's out there in so many things as an activist, as a comedian, and she's doing this wonderful show at Netflix. But in our movie, she was just so constrained and bottled up, and she was just a different a different Jane. And I loved working with them. I loved working with the two of them.
Lovely, and we love watching it. Okay, last few questions before we wrap. Sanya, we're doing a campaign called Run with Radio 1, where we're trying to promote fitness through running. Obviously, I have not jumped into the campaign as yet, going by my current size. Do you do cardio? Are you a running kind of person? And if you run, do you run on the treadmill or otherwise? What's your cardio routine?
My cardio routine is I do CrossFit, and I after a CrossFit session I do 15 minutes of cardio. I'm not a runner because I don't know, it bores me, but I think it's very important to run, so I run on the treadmill.
For
And I do
20 minutes? Half an hour?
For 15 to 20 minutes, but I do interval training on the treadmill.
Super stuff. We're doing a campaign called Heal the World, where we're saying, how can we save the planet? Some people are saying plastic consumption, littering the
Yes, we
streets,
should
saving
not
water.
use
What can we do?
plastic bottles.
No plastic
No
bottles.
plastic bottles.
Bottle with the star's name on it written. Yes. No plastic bottles.
Yes.
What can we do to save the planet? Heal the world.
No straws. Because in the turtles
Yeah.
breathe the straws in, and then turtles are dying because of straws.
A travel experience that you indulged in 2018. You look back and you said, "Wow, what a place."
I went to Bournemouth and Edinburgh for.
Did you go for that festival, the
Yes, for,
Fringe Festival?
Hogmanay.
Hogmanay. Okay. There's
The
also a theatre
New Year's
Fringe
party.
Festival in Edinburgh. So, your most abiding memory of Edinburgh, Scotland.
Scotland, Hogmanay. I think the New Year's party was really good, and I was with my best friends and my sister.
What fun with the gals. A travel destination you went to and said, "Wow."
In last year?
Could be in the recent past.
Well, I went to Berlin last year. I was there for work, but I stayed back and I enjoyed it a lot. It's a beautiful city, culturally in every way.
Yeah.
I love walking around there. Even I went to Edinburgh once, like in 2010. I actually went for the Fringe Festival.
Great place, huh?
Yeah,
Great
yeah.
place,
And I met this lovely girl there, I remember.
Huh.
And we were having a really nice time, and I thought we were having a really good conversation. Then later I realized that she was deaf in one ear, and I was on the wrong side, and she wasn't hearing anything I was saying.
That needs to be a film, brother.
Yeah.
That needs to be a film.
Yeah, so I spent like a good couple of hours talking to her, and I was thinking that she was so enthralled by my stories.
Where is her photograph?
And then she said, "ये side नहीं, उस side नहीं, इस side आ जाओ." I said, "अरे तो ये सब आपको सुनाई नहीं दिया मैम."
Have you ever done any adventure sports, you guys? Have you done bungee jumping, parasailing? What have you done?
In
What have you done?
Hrishikesh.
You did
It's,
the whitewater rafting.
No, bungee jumping. It's
was it?
India's highest.
How was it?
It was really good, fun, and there were cameras, so I was like, I can't, like, I was scared, but there were cameras, so I thought that I'll have to do it now. And they said 3, 2, 1, and Jai Mata Di.
Jai Mata Di, she says anyway.
That is Delhi.
That's
That is Purple Guns. Final question. Who is your BFF? Who is your best friend forever, Ritesh Batra? And why?
Oh my God. My best friend. It's a guy I went to school with. Here in Bombay, Ayaz Basrai. Now he's like a big time successful designer. One of India's foremost.
He designed
you know.
Indigo.
Yeah, but he's designed like a lot of stuff. He's
Wow.
he's pretty
You guys
pretty
went to
prolific.
Cathedral? Where do you go to?
Cathedral, we went to AVM.
AVM,
We're
yeah.
not snobs. We went to AVM in Bandra.
So, Ayaz Basrai. Great.
Yeah.
And why? He's your like a 2 a.m. friend. You can call him anytime.
Yeah, it's just one of those friendships that happens when you are too young to judge people, and then people, change and evolve, and we've just been really, kind of. I really feel like there's something inside people, inside everybody, and sometimes you meet somebody and you feel like, they're made of the same material as you, and he's one of those people, So, and he's gone on and he lives in Goa now, and he's just one of those people that I feel like I can, I feel really connected to him even when I'm not, I live in New York, I'm on the other side of the world. But I remember we were actually in 92 when the Babri Masjid was demolished. Ayaz and I used to cycle around Bandra, all over Bandra on our bikes. And he was really famous for replacing the handle of a cycle with a steering wheel. And so we were known as those two kids who used to go around Bandra with the steering wheel cycle.
Movie needed.
But at that
This guy's
evening-
full of these movie stories, man.
No, but I remember that evening somebody told us, क्या कर रहे हो तुम लोग बच्चे लोग सड़क पे घर जाओ ये हो गया है. And then of course then it was that.
What a pity. Your BFF would be who and what and why?
Anjali Mehta and Shubhi Raina.
They're both Delhi people?
Yeah, Delhi. Anjali is studying in London now,
Delhi people. Yeah.
and Shubhi is a producer with I think Nat Geo or Discovery.
So, what's so special about them? And this friendship, like he said,
They just know a lot of my secrets, so I don't have any other option now.
Do you have these girly sleepover nights when you're all together in Delhi and this and that? Yeah, when you meet?
Yeah, we have done a lot of sleepovers, and we travel a lot, so they're my travel partners too. I travel
Awesome.
with them.
Oh yeah, Holi memories. A wildest Holi you've played.
Wildest Holi in what you
Holi
mean?
jab
Ask me that.
khela.
I don't like Holi.
Oh,
I don't
really?
like
That's
that
okay.
festival.
Have you played like a wild Holi? Have you got into a mosh pit?
When I was a kid, what we used to do, it's a very Bombay thing to do, is to stand at the window of your building on someone's floor and throw balloons at unsuspecting people. So we used to put like that Rang ka balloon. So we used to stay up all night My sister also and I and a bunch of people in the building. And we used to throw balloons on unsuspecting people. Sometimes even eggs. And, yeah, that's my abiding holy. And then sometimes people would, because I had the benefit of living in a 18-story building. तो कहाँ से आया किसी को पता भी नहीं चलता था.
Holi.
I don't like Holi.
Like you do the basic
I like
gulal
eating.
and the
No,
eating
no.
and. Huh?
I do the eating bit. My mother cooks like nice gujiyas and thandai and everything.
Bhang?
No, I don't drink bhang.
She's a good girl.
Not with your parents.
She can't talk about that on radio. That's for those sleepover nights. Listen, you guys, I loved Photograph. Please, everybody, go and watch it. For heaven's sake, it is life-altering, this film. Thank you, Sanya.
Thank you, Hrishi.
Thank you,
Thank you.
Ritesh.
And if you... never mind.
15.
If you want.